Okay, so today's for live sketch. I'm going to go over this drawing I posted up today on my Twitter and elsewhere on the web. And what I would like to do quickly is just go over, look at that, where it started from. When I initially sat down this morning to sketch this out, my first pass looked something like this, which is heinous. It's gross. Terrible drawing. I got up from my desk and I walked away and I gave it some thought. And I was like, well, what's wrong with this drawing? And then I realized it was because there was no gesture. I had zero gesture going on. So as I worked, decided to put more of a gestural swoop going through it. So I began to move my stylus around more and to try and find how the forms worked and how they connected. So I came up with this and I felt much better about it. And then as I moved, I mean, this thing is heinous. Look at this. It just looks like it's like the Mr. Bean sketch. But then I felt much better about this and decided to move forward and cleaned it up and felt much more content with the final product. I guess the point of this is that after I wasn't happy with where I was, I just got up, I walked away, got my coffee, sat down, gave it some thought. What was wrong with it? Oh, it was missing a crucial part, which was the gestural structure that was underneath. Moving on. No save. Bye-bye. We're going to go back to what I did earlier this week was a quick drawing of, I'm on a Metal Gear Solid kick, so I'm going to continue with that. Just one more drawing of Snake. I have a soft spot for Metal Gear Solid 1, so I kind of like drawing Snake from that particular game. And I had the same, the reason I brought up that first drawing is because I had the same issue with this. This was the initial sketch that I did, and it's very stilted. And as I was working on it, I'm like, what is the problem with this thing? Why is it not working? What is broken about it? And again, I stopped working. I walked away from it, and I moved on to something else. Maybe the next day, I sat down and gave it a good hard look, and I'm like, well, what is wrong with this thing? Why is it broken? Where is it not working? Hold on, let me switch brushes. I hate this. Is there. Let's get some. It's better. So initially, the issues are in here. It's very cramped. The foreshortening of the arm is broke. And then as I looked further, I realized that his torso is oddly twisted. So if I were to make a quick layer to make some notes, so we have a center line here, which is actually not even the case. It's kind of like here someplace, which is, again, not fantastic. It's facing us because here's his belt, right? Here's the navel. But then it kicks off into this, which is slightly awkward. But then the shoulders are in 3/4, right? So this is kind of broken. It's not working. And then I looked at it some more and I realized, well, the legs are strange because like the legs are on the same ground line. So what I did was I broke that up initially. That was the first thing I adjusted, was to just take the legs and break them up a little bit so we have a little bit of perspective going on. The next thing I did was I went back and ta-da, I put in some gesture, gave it that spine, down his spine, which then rooted his head a little better to the body, which then connected the shoulders a lot better. And then I spent some time fixing the pose, so now we have a decent center line running down his trunk of his body, going down here into the pelvis. It's drawing this one. The curves moving that are defining the pelvis are clearer. And also the next problem area was the perspective on the hands. So I broke that down into simple shapes. And it really helped me visualize what was wrong with this. So if we just flip back and forth, we can see that the red notes are a much stronger starting point. And it's from there where I'm going to just just move forward a little bit. What should I call this layer? I don't know. Roughs. Roughs. Sure, we'll stick with roughs. And we'll just pull these down, pull the opacity down a little bit, wash them out. And let's just go into my animator pencil. I've been using Kyle's animator pencil. Really enjoy this pencil. It's nice and clean, it's smooth. And I'm going to actually go a little lighter because I just want to do a quick tie down pass on this. And what I would like to do is to, well, first let's refine some of this. But I would like to give it a little bit of an ink wash effect, which is reminiscent of Yoji Shin. Oh man, I'm gonna blow it. Shio, the character designer for the Metal Gear series. I watched a video of him doing like an ink painting in front of a live crowd, and it was pretty awesome. I mean, he just has control over this brush. I mean, it just looks like a paintbrush, you know, something you would paint your living room with or something, and he's just throwing ink around, and it's pretty impressive to watch him have control over such a, like, it's almost like a haphazard medium. So again, I'm just going to refine some of this. Here's some of his body armor has a costal arch. Nice. These are almost Metroid, from the first Metroid. Samus's costume kind of had those triangular shoulders, and then they became those balls. So let's get in here and just refine some of this. We have a nose, comes down, and he's got quite a set of jowls on him. I just started playing MGS5. Maybe like 2 nights ago. And I love it. I love it. This is also when Snake had kind of like a way shorter hairdo. In the very beginning of MGS1, you see him cutting his hair because he doesn't want to look like Liquid Snake. They just look too much like each other, and he can't have that. He also has pretty pronounced cheekbones they gave him, which I found interesting. One of my weaknesses is mechanical drawing. Not very good at drawing cars. I wish I was better at it. All right, so some of this I feel pretty good about. Let's just back up a little bit. His face is not winning me over right now. Probably because this eye is a little too far over. So let's just scoot that over a little bit. And I'm a little afraid to bring the bandana down too much. Let's fix that. Okay. All right, that feels a little better. So what I'll do is just pop down another layer, and I'll grab, where is it? It's like a gouache brush. I lost it. I have so many Kyle's brushes. They're pretty awesome. Oh, this one, gouache round variable. It gives kind of an inkish. It's just, you know, it's got like some smudging going on there. I'm not sure if you can actually see that in the video quality or not, but it's. lot of this is economy of line. You put a line down because it means something. It's not random. You know, it's not like you're just like, you know. Ooh, I almost thought I was in Toon Boom for a second. You know, you're putting a line down because you're giving it thought, and it belongs where you're putting it. He's got quite a puss. Let's toggle this on and off and see how we're doing. Let's just keep rolling here. Yeah, I'm trying to keep the line sort of sketchy, ink, you know. Let me pull this down just a little more so I can see more of the ink layer. So this can be, again, I don't mind this being too sloppy because I'm trying to replicate that brush, that ink brush. So I am allowing some of the lines to cross over on purpose. Whoop. I may have made his belt possibly a bit too thick. I don't think his belt is really this thick. And actually, I think he has some gear right here also. So this is where he keeps his chaff grenades. Chaff grenades? Chaff grenades. Maybe this is set a bit too much. Let's pull it. Hold on, let me check my eraser properties really quickly here. Yeah, wrong eraser. Let's use this one. A bit better. Ooh. Got some weird belts going on here too. Keeps his package in place. I also noticed too that he, whoops, I don't want to, let's break this up a little bit. He has like giant thighs. Like all those characters have like massive thighs. Okay. All right. All right. This guy's sidearm. Okay. Step out a little bit here. Let's turn off some stuff. Get a look at what we're. Let's get a look here. Putting in some tone. All right. And what I'll do is I'll give this an ink wash as well. First, I'm just trying to hit the areas that are a little darker. Okay. Set this to multiply. And I was using a watercolor brush. I think it was called Color Magic. No. Clean Edge. Clean Edge Thick and Thin. It was either Clean Edge Thick and Thin or Color Magic. I forget which one it was. Let's do some doodles and see which one it was. Color Magic was pretty cool. No, I don't think it was this one. No, that's pretty rad. These are pretty awesome brushes. I do really enjoy using them. Let's do thick and thin ink. Okay, and we can start hitting some tone. Dark. Just pull it down a little bit. And loose. Keep it loose. Sometimes when you get a little heavy with these brushes, it takes a while, at least for my system, to kind of catch up with it. So I'll go at, you know, it's still, like I was done drawing and it took a while for it to render. So sometimes if you go too fast, it does not behoove you. All right, I'm getting something here. And let's make another layer, set that to multiply as well. We can just stick down a blue, they have like a light blue wash. Let's just see what happens if we go over the whole thing. See, it's kind of slowing up a little bit. I gotta go a little slower. Meh. This just kind of cools him off a little bit. Makes him look like he's hiding in the shadows. Ooh. Actually, when I first thought about doing the sketch, I almost didn't want to put a gun in his hand because I prefer sneaking. I think Metal Gear is all about sneaking. So it's kind of, I don't know. Add some midtones. We'll keep this certainly as a monotone, but you get the point. Let's get the bandana in there. Infinite ammo. And you know what? I want to go back down to ink layer, and I want to add some, like the same treatment I did for his arm, or excuse me, elbow pads. Give it to the knees as well, just to draw it, just to bring it all together. There we are. So there he is. There's Solid Snake. I feel like he's looking okay. Maybe we can just put another layer, stick it behind everything, and maybe we'll just put a little shadow on the ground. I don't know. All right, so there we have it. I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day, everybody.